Hi there, my name is Steve Farrington. I am a language teacher and also an author. I am the author of Rodrigo's Land, which is available on Kindle. Rodrigo's Land. Also, I am finishing a novel right now called Leonardo's Letter. It's about Leonardo da Vinci, and it's a historical fiction novel. And the conceit, the idea, is that he is writing a letter to his lover at the end of his life. So I thought I would give you a teaser right now, and I might add some more videos to this series. Basically, I've been writing this over the last 3 or 4 years. I did this a couple years ago, but now I have a later edition, a later version of this, which I've been editing and whatnot. So I thought I would just record this for a little while today, for the first chapter or so, post this video, see if anybody likes it, and then I will perhaps continue on with these and give some more teasers from the novel. Okay, so again, Leonardo's Letter. It'll be coming out pretty soon, I think, on Kindle, and also some paperback versions of it as well. And again, you can check out Rodrigo's Land if you want. Okay, so here we go with Leonardo's Letter. Leonardo's Letter from the beginning. Okay, starts off with a quote. Again, Leonardo's Letter by Stephen Farrington. I'm going to read from my computer here. Starts off with a quote. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. From Leonardo da Vinci. Important note. The following was found, along with a left-to-right version, presumably copied by Leonardo da Vinci's assistant, Francesco Melzi, between the pages of an old book in a library in Tours, France. Part 1. Amboise, France, 1518. Dear Checo, I have waited too long in the writing of these memoirs. As such, I think it would be easier if I consider this a kind of letter to you, amore mio, at least for now. Though you know and love your Leo well, and have for years, there are secrets of my heart, as well as depths of my mind, that you still do not grasp. I presume to think you would like to plumb these, especially since you have been urging me for years to write such a thing. Where to start? Who is, after all, Leonardo da Vinci? Or rather, who was he? I was one of the greatest minds of my age, despite my many flaws. I brought forth works that make me almost burst with pride just to think of them. I once diverted a river. I served dukes, kings, and popes. I soared to great heights, only to come crashing down like a crippled wren. I am physically ruined, can barely walk, and my right arm scarcely moves. Where once pulsed youthful beauty and charm, now I see only decay, and my once lively face has been ravaged by the cruelty of time. I am haunted by the constant nightmare of destructive floods. I am racked both by torturous pain and the wrenching sadness that comes from haunting a body that no longer really works. I was pursued by a lifelong enemy who nearly defeated me. I fear that life has lost all meaning, and that mine, especially, has had precious little. I am living in exile. And yet, my mind remains surprisingly sharp. My left arm, the important one, still does obey me, and I have things to say and do before I go. I can walk a bit. I am, somehow against all odds, still here. And, miracle of miracles, I have you, my dear Checo, at my side, both day and night. And your love is, lest I forget, a joy I experience every one of my living days. One thing I wish to make clear to anyone who may one day peruse these pages is that writing the story of my life was not my idea. It was, rather, that of Francesco, my devoted disciple and dearest friend, for whom I am writing this. He is the best loved and eccentric old man such as I could ever desire. And now that my great enemy is gone, or so I believe, I deem it safe finally to put quill to paper and record these thoughts. My enemy. He tried to destroy me, to crush the great Leonardo. But I was not to be broken, and I am not to be trifled with, even in this sorry state, so late in the autumn of my life. When have you ever known me to surrender, much less admit defeat? No. Not then, not now, not ever. Despite the rumors, there has only been one man I truly hated, whose name I refuse to use. More on him later. For now, let me dispel a rumor, that of my supposed hatred of Michelangelo Buonarroti. To be frank, Michelangelo was merely a pest, an amateur rival barely worthy of mention. I am a man of great love and expansive, almost universal kindness. It takes a special kind of evil to make me hate someone. Despite everything, that foolish sculptor generated no such animus. Part of me almost feels sorry for him and wishes him success in the Vatican, where he currently resides, or so I hear. Of course, on the other hand, there have also been only two men I have ever truly loved, both, coincidentally, named Francesco. One was a kind bachelor uncle who showed me great affection and taught me all he could about the world. The other is you, my dearest one, who have made my later years more wonderful than I could ever have imagined. It must be said, however, to any future reader, that is, if Cecco allows this ever to be seen by anyone, I will probably abandon this project. Why deny it? I am old now, and I am fully aware of my own faults. I am not only an incorrigible procrastinator, but I often fail to follow through with projects that I do start and love. Francesco, my Cecco, you have often said that a record of my life deserves to be left for posterity. But what care I for such things? I often seem incapable of success when I intend to create something. I often seem incapable of success even when I intend to create something. I endeavored once to bring forth my magnum opus, a great painting in Milan that would inspire everyone through the fire of my faith and the height of my talent. Alas, it is but a dismal failure that will soon slip into mere oblivion. Sic transit gloria mundi. Most of what I have attempted has been a pathetic disappointment, at least to me. I accept my fate. Instead of changing the world, I would now be content just to leave its stage with a tiny shred of dignity intact. I am not one of those pathetic blowhards who write reams of nonsense and inflict their endless expertise and tiresome reflections on anyone who will read or listen. I have grown rebellious and uncooperative like a boy of 13. Francesco accuses me of being an unrepentant curmudgeon ever since our move to this northern place, where the sun's warmth is a far cry from Tuscany's,